Tonight, the Harrisburg Fire Department is investigating a string of fires over the past month. We have the latest coming up. Plus, for the second year in a row, HUD reports that homelessness is increasing. We have more coming up. Plus, the Harrisburg Fire Department is adding a tool to their trucks to combat the opioid crisis. We have those stories and more tonight on a Thursday night edition of News 24 at 10. And good evening. Thanks for joining us. We have a lot of news to get to this evening, but we begin with the weather, where cooler temperatures are setting in. Here's Terry in with the latest. All right, thanks, Terry. The city of Harrisburg's fire department is investigating a string of fires over the past month. Fire Chief John Gunning says some of the fires could have been prevented. Within the past 4 weeks, there have been 5 house fires in Harrisburg. Everyone got out of the houses in time, so nobody was hurt in any of those fires. Last night, the department was called out to 3 different fire scenes within a 3-hour time span. The fire department has already seen an increase of 15 fires this year compared to last, and there are still 11 days left in the calendar year. So far, there have been 204 calls this year. Last year's total was 189. Gunning says he believes squatters started the fire in the vacant house. Gunning says the fires are not connected, but are accidental and could have been avoided. The Harrisburg Fire Department wants to remind you to not leave candles unsupervised. Always blow them out before leaving. They also remind you not to overload your circuits and to spread your electrical items to different outlets. For the second year in a row, HUD reports that homelessness is increasing. In 2018, nearly 553,000 Americans were counted as staying in a shelter, transitional home, or on the street. Illinois accounted for 10,000 people in the total count. HUD gets its figures through a self-reported survey conducted annually one night in January. Doreen Himbach, a case manager for the Southern Illinois Coalition for the Homeless, says the data collection method isn't accurate and doesn't account for much of our region's homeless population. She explains that for neighbors to get into transitional housing, they have to come directly off the streets to or from a shelter. For many times, shelters are full, and it can take weeks to months to get into housing. Himbach says some have even less of a support system. To help with shelter overflow during the cold winter months, several groups are trying to raise $7,500 to open a temporary warming center in Carbondale. In order to keep the center open for the duration of the winter in 2019, the groups are hoping to raise $50,000. Carbondale City Manager Gary Williams says as soon as the funding goal is met, they will rent several modular trailers to put on a city-owned lot until the end of March. Williams encourages locals to donate and show Carbondale is a value-based community. Donations are tax deductible and you can mail a check with Warming Center written in the memo. Meanwhile, again in Harrisburg tonight, the Harrisburg Fire Department is adding a tool to their trucks to combat the opioid crisis. Fire Chief John Gunning says the department will begin to work with Narcan after the first of the year. Gunning says they are not the first fire department in our area to use the opioid overdose reversal. Harrisburg Fire Department decided it was time for them to start using it to keep the community safe. Gunning says all paid firefighters will be taught how to administer Narcan, adding this took to the fire department isn't going to cost the department anymore. The historic opening of the Shawnee Extension Center in Cairo took place today. The Extension Center is located at 517 Center Street in Cairo. Guest speakers joined to celebrate the event. According to Shawnee Community College President Peggy Bradford, the College Board of Trustees voted to move forward accepting plans to renovate the new location of the Cairo Center. The new site was made available through a generous donation by a friend of the college and Shawnee alumni Edward Smith. Superintendent of Cairo School District Dr. Andrea Evers says that several students that graduated last year were able to make plans on their college education through Shawnee Community College. The College Extension Center had been located in the high school. Dr. Evers said the building will allow those from the community to take advantage of Shawnee Community College classes more easily, since only high school students who have a dual enrollment are able to take classes during school hours. She credits Bradford for starting a dialogue and listening to the needs of the district and obtaining the new building. Evers said the new building will add value to the city. And for more on our interview with Evers and all of these stories, visit our website at www.news24si.com. Now here's a check in national news in your Fox News Update.
In Fox News. Halfway there, I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. The bill that would keep the government up and running in the short term passing the House this evening.
A near party line vote in the House approved a revised short-term spending bill extending government funding into early February while